We're going to have two different dishes. One, the rack, very picnic style, only barbecued. We're gonna have some salads on the side, some cheese, some bread, sitting together, all together around the table and enjoying, hopefully. We are going to use some smoked roasted almonds, some olives, and of course, my favorites. Look at these beautiful colors here. Yeah. Beans, flat beans, to bring a little bit color into our dish. The lemon zest always. I'm sure you will be surprised what you can do with beans. So easy, but the taste at the end, it will surprise you. Garlic, cheese, and onion. I'm gonna take the racks here. The fat would disturb me extremely on top of my charcoal. What do I do to avoid this? I remember Ryan has tried the same one time, so he was not very successful. So
burned it, bro. No, bro. I didn't know it.
We'll cut down a little bit of the fat part, release the fat. We will have a small picnic. You know, chefs come together to enjoy the day. The food is the most easiest you can imagine. We love ingredients, we love the atmosphere, but we have no difficulty because I remember last year somebody wanted to barbecue lamb racks and set the farm nearly on fire.
No, it's
And he was blaming the barbecue why the fire is coming up. But the way he has developed his cooking skills are amazing. Anything to go, you know, to go for it. And that's the most important part by cooking. Do not be afraid. If you mess it up, you start again. You give it to Sal, so he will still like it. And put them on a very low temperature, you know, to have the fats. This top part has to touch the base. Marinating your meat by Margam, that's the process before going into barbecue. Beside that, we have our lamb legs, no? We will sear them from each side, let's say, so 4 to 5 minutes, around 4 to 5 minutes, and then put them into the oven and roast them for 1.5 hours by 180 degrees. So I'm going to cut the shank out to here, yeah, into the joint, and the shank here, the leg here. With the fat being released there, goes into the meat, it's already seasoning it by itself. Yeah, I will not touch anything by the fat. Salt only, no pepper. We're having some oil here in. Some garlic. What do we do with the garlic here? Cut it in half, top. Nothing else. Sound here and there. So that's the beauty of cooking, you know, sound, taste, flavors. So I love that. 180 degree, preheated oven. We're going to forget about it for the next 1.5 to 2 hours. Preparing the beans, the flat beans. I used to cook a lot with these flat beans. I love them actually. So they are simple, tasty, creamy in their texture, and they bring spring into your plate. It feels tasty in your mind, so it has to be good on the plate. If you do not overdo with seasoning. Or with fantasy, yeah, of course, yeah, you're right. You saw today, I have Margam out of the oven, have some lemon zest on top. We are going to have olives there. We are going to have smoked almonds there, tomato, and a touch of onion. So what more seasoning do you need? Do not stress the ingredient. Salted water, take them out and cool them down there. Why? Because they are going to be barbecued later. The beans inside, it might have this smoothness, they might become hard. So I half cook them and then barbecue, and you will see the result is unbelievable. Look at this here. Amazing, huh? My temperature is low, the upper part still cold. If you touch it here, it's cold. It feels cold. Done. Into cold water, salted cold water. Not salted water would take the flavor out of the bone. You know. We do not let them for long inside the water, and ready to be barbecued. I need to cut them in smaller pieces. You know, the same size, but it's very difficult. will be blanched. We use the same technique, hot water, cold water technique. In order to keep the color, you bring a little bit tenderness also, so into the ingredient. One of the first techniques you learn as a chef in the kitchen, you know, in the cooking school. From the noise, I hear our rack is getting ready. And the good thing is we forgot about see how much fat is being released here. Unbelievable, Lord. Again, patience, patience, patience. So we let the heat and the fat do the job. Put them in. My cold water on the side. I will salt it. A little bit fat will rinse down the barbecue again. Of course, we have, but not as much as we have seen it in different videos. We have the crispiness of the fat here. Don't forget that. It's not only to avoid having huge fire flames there, but we want also the crispiness of the fat. This is the difference between a blanched bean and non-bun. Out into cold water. If you do not overdo with the heat, they will keep the color. It gives flavor. If you do it in the right way. Have here salted water, and do not keep the beans too long inside the water. If you do not salt the ice water or have less salt here inside, so you will lose the flavor of the initial vegetable as well. So you have to be careful then. Yeah, to be grilled.
It's a very tricky.
I want to reduce now the tomato paste. Have some garlic. We will pass it through then later on, so there is no need to peel the garlic. Little bit of brown sugar here. That's what we want. Roasted smoked almond, olives, onion, tomato. These are all ingredients. They need to be combined together and added to our beans. The almonds, and crush them a little bit down like that. Because of these already ingredients which have extreme character, better not to use herbs or other spices. Our tomatoes, cut in half.
You're showing off a little bit here.
To here, we need brunoise. We know what are brunoise now. We learned in our last session.
My finger last.
Yeah, Ryan as well. He brunoised his nail. My wife comes from Morocco. Olives are a big subject always when we eat. The best and fit to which dish, or match with which dish. Yeah. Yeah, but it's nice. I like it. You feel that it matches together, no? So it's tasty. A little bit of oil. You have to be careful this time. And the salted almonds, of course. Now the olives, the tomato. The smell is fantastic. Our vegetables are ready. Cut out the chops. Some people say, why don't you create a small seasoning oil? Here, pepper, some salt, some olive oil on top, and then we will brush the meat with this oil, fresh. Yeah. I was roasting the meat for about 2 hours, up to 250, because I would like to create a crust here on top. So the temperature is by 250, and leave it for another 8 minutes. Like Eugene and the other guys have come from Palazzo Versace. They will assist me now to barbecue the chops. While the chops are being barbecued, what's our step? No, you forgot about our beans. Look at this color. Then our almond paste, them together, the beans with the paste. Season always the pan, so. When we plate, we will add also some zest on top. The paste into it. Look at it. I changed the pot and let it reduce further. A little bit of our sauce here in the middle. Beside the lamb. Beautiful lamb. And the dish is ready. Good?
is opening
Yeah,
up,
change,
and especially coming into Dubai.
So I'll have to cook
You'll be shocked.
Yeah,
Cool, no?
that's what
You see, it's no flames come